some kids to come up to the stage who are over the age of 12, because I want to illustrate to you what I found out about my family history. So can I have 10 boys and girls over the age of 10 come on stage? I'll need you to be completely quiet when you come up here. So I'm not asking you to come up here to play games. I'm asking you to come up for some serious talk, some real talk. I'm inviting children over the age of 10 who could stand in silence while I tell a very important historic story. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate your strict attention. My name again is Cheryl Wills. I'm the author of Die Free, a heroic family tale. 2 years ago, I learned that my great-great-great-grandfather, Sandy Wills, was purchased by Edmund Wills, a slave trader in Haywood County, Tennessee. Can I have a gentleman join me, please? I want you to know what I learned that changed my life, and it's not just my story, it's your story as well. I went on Ancestry.com and found something that shocked me. We all know we're the descendants of slaves, but when you see it in black and white with records, it will blow your mind. And what I learned was that Edmund Wills saw my grandfather, Sandy, on an auction block in Tennessee. He was 10 years old, and he looked at my precious great-great-great-grandfather and bought him. And he took him away from his family. He took him away from everything that he held dear. He took him away from his mother, from his father, from his sisters and brothers, and shuttled him away to the Wills plantation. And he named him and stripped him of his name, whatever it was, and that's how he became Sandy Wills. And that's why 150 years later, I am Cheryl Wills. It is very humbling to learn the origin of your name. So Sandy bonded more children on the plantation. If you could step forward, 3 of you ladies. Thank you. And he bonded with the kids that he met on the plantation. And he did what all kids on a plantation do. They ran through the cotton fields. They ran through the tobacco fields. They were all of different mothers and fathers, but bonded through slavery on a plantation that they were forced to call home. But when my great-great-great-grandpa turned about 23, he bonded, gentlemen move forward, ladies step back. He bonded with 5 boys. This is what I learned from reading in the records. He bonded with 5 boys, and in 1863, all of them went and fought in the Civil War. This was a story that was lost from my family for 150 years. And these slaves realized they had nothing to lose. They stole away from Edmund Wills' plantation, and they said, it's better to die free than to live as a slave. And they gambled and they fought in the United States Colored Troops, and from 1863 to 1865 they fought, and they won their freedom when the Civil War ended. Thank you, gentlemen. But the story didn't end there. Sandy returned to Haywood County, Tennessee, and met a beautiful young lady named Emma Wills. And Sandy and Emma got married. And they had 9 children. Why is this important? Because this was the first time that a former slave girl could have a child and keep it. Do not take, my friends, your freedom for granted. Every time Emma and Sandy had a child, because she was illiterate, she had someone write in her Bible, a Bible she could not read for herself, mind you, but she had someone write in her Bible the name of all 9 of her children, which was amazing, because she couldn't read or write. She didn't know when Sandy was born. She didn't even know when she was born, because they didn't keep track of when slaves were born or when they died. But my great-great-great-grandmother understood the importance of recording a family legacy. And she didn't realize that she did it so that 150 years later, while they're dead in their graves, their great-great-great-granddaughter can step forward and say, I remember you, and I'm proud of what you did. So my message to you, my friends, as we stand in this blazing sun, almost 100 degrees, is to remember your legacy. Remember the people who have sacrificed for you. Remember the slaves who have died, many of them anonymously, because they sacrificed to make this day possible, where you're standing as free men, women, and children, where you can have children and no one can take them away from you. So I would love for this group to repeat after me. Know your past.
Know your past.
A little louder, please. No, I want all of Harlem to hear this. Know your past.
Know your past.
So you can empower your future.
So you can empower your future.
Learn your history.
Learn your history.
So you know the shoulders that you stand on.
So you know the shoulders that you stand on.
Write your own story.
Write your own story.
So nobody else can write it for you.
So nobody else can write it for you.
Honor your ancestors.
Honor your ancestors.
Because they have honored you.
Because they have honored you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
That's right.